Man United don't have to sell to buy. We've never had to sell to buy. Like, Man United's conditions are not that bad, bro. They're not that
No,
bad in
but then
comparison
if you
to a
look
lot of
at
our rivals. They're not.
no, but again, if you again with Liverpool, they had the good director of football. The payment structure was fairer, I'd say. Players weren't on astronomical wages, which meant the egos were smaller, which meant it was a more unified dressing room. Again, we had. Look, I say that because we had the same problem. That's why the club Chelsea moved on so many people on high wages because it was they've had people on players on smaller wages, younger players that will develop and eventually earn that right. But unfortunately, United. That's why I talk about the commercial side of things as well. There's literally there's a case there where you've got just a mess from the top down. Everything is messed up completely. The quality of player doesn't match the money that's been paid for him.
Not at all.
And then it's that all of a sudden there's this mess. That I think what you guys have going on at United is what we had for the last 3-4 years under Roman, where we go and sign a player, put them on astronomical wages, and their quality didn't match the value of wages or the value of transfer fee, but then their ego thought it did. So then all of a sudden there's this mess everywhere. Bang, 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 bang. Everything is going wrong, and then so I'm not saying Ten Hag's not an issue. I'm saying there are certain things he's doing very wrong, which he shouldn't be doing. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's a perfect manager because he ain't. I don't think there's two managers which I think, well, three. No, you know what? No, there's only one manager I would consider perfect at everything they do, and that is Carlo Ancelotti in current football. It's only one. I wouldn't even say Pep's perfect.
Yeah.
But I think with that you have to. There's this look. It's a mess. There's so many moving parts which just aren't working.
There are so many moving parts, but what I don't like is people using those as an excuse for basic things that we're not getting right on the pitch, that we're clearly not getting right in training. The man management situation where it's very clear that this manager doesn't know how to not only get the best out of players, but even talk to them.
Okay, so what's your solution? What's your solution?
Sack the idiot.
Okay, but who comes in? What's the solution?
I don't care who comes in, bro. It's not my job.
I know it's not your job, but then at the same time, if you just sack someone, you need to have a.
It's not my job, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's not my job.
Okay, but if it was your job, what would you be doing? What are your next steps?
What are my next steps?
We
bring in Ratcliffe first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We bring in Ratcliffe, and then when Ratcliffe comes in, when the new CEO comes in, when the new director of football comes in, then they choose a new manager. That's their job. That's their job. That's not my job. Do you know what I mean? Because I might want a manager, and to be honest, they might know better than me. The DOF might say, you know what? We want to play this style of football. This manager's perfect for it. I know the players that I can get for him to incorporate, and these players, maybe they'll be less expensive. Maybe they'll be hungry because they're not quite at their best. Maybe we're going to take a different approach and we're not going to sign ready-made players and we're going to play players that are going to peak at the club. I don't know what their direction is. The one thing I do know is, the direction this club's going in is not the right one. And it hasn't been the right one. And I also know that our best players, like the Sanchos, the Varans, the Casemiros, these guys are not the problem. They're not the problem.
But then have you not had this problem under every single manager?
No, but not really, though.
But then, like, okay, Solskjaer, the player power is an issue, okay? So if that's the case...
There's player power at every big football club, bro.
Yeah, there is, but then not to the same extent there was at Chelsea and United. Hence why Chelsea did it in the bud. The club.
I don't agree. When you've got elite players at clubs, there's player power. There's player power. It's just like if you're at Real Madrid, you can't tell me there's not player power. Like Ramos can go straight to Perez and say, "Yo, my guy, this is mad." Like they can do that. Like when you're a big enough player. Like, don't think CR7 couldn't go straight to Perez. Like, he could. Like, when you're a big player, you've got power, whether you like it or not. And the bigger the clubs are, the bigger the players are, the more player power there seems to be. Maybe there's not player power at Brighton, but that's because it's Brighton. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you're at Chelsea, you're trying to tell me when they had the Lampards, the Terrys, the Drogbas, of course there's player power. These are big players.
No, but but the difference is between you've mentioned Ramos, you've mentioned Ronaldo, Drogba, Terry, Lampard, whatever. right? At United, your old United, you even had Scholes and stuff. Go speak to Fergie or whatever. But now it's player power with Victor Lindelof.
I
Right?
understand now. Lindelof ain't
Who's
got no
he?
power. Lindelof ain't got no power. But what I'm saying is, yeah, well, you got to understand, yeah, in the modern game, the players aren't good enough, but they've still got the egos the same size, innit?
Yeah,
So they're not as good as your John Terrys and all that, but Luke Shaw will think that he's John Terry at Man United because he's been at Man United for nearly 10 years.
yeah.
He might have been at Man United for 10 years. So he might have the same authority as what John Terry had back in the day for the simple fact he's been there for a decade, bro. Do you know what I mean? And also, the general level's lower now. So these guys have influence whether we like it or not. They do. And at every big club, when guys are on a lot of money, if you're on 250 grand a week, you've got influence. Of course you have.
Yeah,
Of course you have.
but then it's that. But then therein lies the problem with how does that get dealt with? How is that conversation had? If it's just a mess and it'll be the same shit over and
That's
over
why you
and
need a
over and over
DOF.
and over.
You get a DOF in, like you said, to sign the right players, but also you need an authoritative figure that's in between the manager and the owners here that can also pattern players up, bro. It's important. It's super important because the problem is we got players like Rashford, 25 or 26 now. He's on 300 and something grand a week now. Should never be on that much money because his ability does not dictate that. Luke Shaw's on about 190, maybe slightly more because he signed a new deal. You got Harry Maguire that's on similar money to that. Like, how have you got someone as shit as Harry Maguire on that money? That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Therein lies the issue. Therein lies the issue.
Yeah, the money's a problem, and also who's given power is an issue because at the end of the day, it's the manager's job, yeah, to create a hierarchy in the dressing room in certain instances. The fact that players like Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, do you know what I mean, Bruno Fernandes are allowed to run around, yeah, and kind of dictate certain things, yeah, is a problem because they're not good footballers.
No.
They're not good footballers. A manager's supposed to come in and say, yo, these are my senior guys, yeah? These are my senior guys. You get me? And that's it. These guys are in charge. You got these little bums, bro. They think they're big time, bro. What have they done? What have they done in the game?
Yeah.
What have you done in the game, bro? Like, this is the first time in my life, yeah? Like, growing up, Man United's players used to just, bro, we used to be riddled with international players, international captains and that. I'm looking at these Man United players. None of them are good enough to play for their country, most of them. It's crazy. Like, what is this? These men are rubbish. Do you know what I mean? Bruv, man were booing Harry Maguire because he was playing for England. Because he wasn't playing for Man United. Luke Shaw's been displaced by Ashley Young, Brandon Williams. I've seen this guy get dropped so many times and he keeps getting new contracts, bro. It's crazy. Scott McTominay is getting played centre-back for flipping Scotland because he's so shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, bro, it's crazy. And these men are starting for Man United. The man starting for United is crazy, bro. Like Mason Mount, I don't know, bro. Like, that bro can't play for England. Play where? Instead of who?
He doesn't get in the team. Doesn't get in the team now.
Bruv, he don't get in the squad.
I'll to be honest, like if he was at Chelsea, if he was at Chelsea now, he wouldn't get in the team. He wouldn't get in the team at Chelsea. I don't think he gets anywhere near the team. If I look at what we've got right now,
doesn't get into the England squad, bro.
Probably
get
just
into the
make the
squad, and we spent 65 million on a guy that don't get in the squad.
Thank you.
Bro, it's crazy.
This is what I mean.
Bro, he don't get in the squad.
This is therein lies the issue. Therein lies the issue. I've just realised as well. My laptop's about to die, so I need to plug it in. But anyway, therein lies the issue with Man United. It's a mess. Everything about it is an absolute mess.
It is 100%. And this guy's saying, "Oh, Luke Shaw's the least of our problems." I don't agree, bruv. You know what I mean? I don't agree. Luke Shaw, yeah, is like, bro, he's one of them guys, yeah. It's that silent killer, innit? Asbestos thing, you get me? Man have to deal with that. Luke Shaw's been at the club for 10 years. You can't say that he's not, bruv. He's not part of the problem. He's part of the problem. Because the fact that someone so dead can exist for 10 years, bro, the guy is a virus, bruv. That's what he is. He's a virus. Them things just, bruv, it's mad. You can't say that he's not part of the problem. Like he's literally symbolic of what the problem is. Because you can be a below average player, yeah, at the club, be on big money, have loads of authority, hardly play, bruv. Hardly play. And you're still here. He's a big problem. So is Bruno Fernandes. Big problem. Captain, diver, cheater, chats bare shit, never backs it up in the big games. Like, these guys are massive, massive issues at the club. People don't want to talk about it because they're like, oh, but what about this player? What about that player? I'd rather not have these guys, yeah, even in the squad. I'd rather not have them around these players, bro. I would rather not have them there, bruv, because it's what they symbolize. How you got your captain, yeah, is probably, yeah, your worst player in all the big games. Running around, moaning to the referee, diving, cheating and that. Bro, man can't respect that. It's crazy. Every single game, this guy's crying, bro, rolling around and that.
You mentioned Bruno Fernandes there.
Yeah.
When people were saying Roy Keane was going, he shouldn't be captain.
Yeah.
And people are outraged that he said that. I'm like, well, he's not wrong.
But
I don't look at Bruno Fernandes and think, oh, he's captain material.
I've been saying it for years, but the fact that he can be Man United captain again, yeah, it shows the level the club are really at. So that's why I say Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford, and Bruno Fernandes are the three biggest problems at the club. People say, oh, no, but no, they are. Because Rashford gets away with absolute mediocrity most of the time. He's not held to the same standards as everyone else because he's a homegrown player. He's on massive money. He doesn't perform very often. And he's another one that's been at the club for like 9 years or something like that. And he's averaged like 7 goals a season or something like that. It's crazy. 7-8 goals a season.
Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, he's meant to be. The geezer's meant to be, yeah, one of the senior players, bro. And his average performance is horrible, bro. It's horrible. Luke Shaw, bruv. He's been at the club for nearly 10 years and the Bears got something like 20 assists, bro. Like, that's crazy. But then, like, what are you doing?
With Rashford, you know, he's, like I said, he's not held to the same standard, he's homegrown. And also, he does this thing where 2 months in a year he'll turn up and then that'll be enough for the season.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be Louis. This is my problem, yeah? The
brother's
got one goal and it's nearly Christmas, bro. He's got 1 goal in the league and he starts every game. It's not one of them ones where, bro, listen. He starts every game. Like, it's not one of them ones where he's coming off the bench and his stats kind of are misleading because he doesn't play many minutes. When you look at minutes played, he's probably played the most minutes, yeah, for Manchester United in the whole squad.
Yeah, no, since
he started.
Therein lies the issue. There's a lot.
Why I say he's a problem.
We're saying the same thing now. You say it's the power of the wrong.
Your Wi-Fi was fine and now it's doing the mad thing again. It was actually fine, bro, until you got up and moved.
Oh, no, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Right, cool, it's back. Yeah, it's back.
Yeah.
It's back. But bro,
Mate,
like,
honestly,
this thing, if Shaw was Italian, it would be Matteo Darmian, bro. That's who he would be. And Darmian wasn't even that bad, bro. And it's one of them ones where, because Luke Shaw's English, again, yeah, that's why I say these men are massive problems, bro. Because people look at the issues, people look at the problems in the team and they say, oh, you know what? It's the Anthonys and, do you know what I mean? It's these players. No, it's not. The real problems, yeah? The real problems are the guys that are supposed to be setting the standards at the club. The guys like Luke Shaw and Rashford that are the English ones that have been there for so long. I'd add Maguire to that because he's rubbish here and he's got the ego of someone that's actually good at football and he's awful. But Bruno Fernandes being captain, these are the things that's holding the club back. It's not the Casemiros, it's not the Varans, it's not the Sanchos, it's not them, bro. It's the players, yeah, that are escaping criticism all the time. These are the ones that are the real problem. That people aren't actually, they're not seeing it. Like the Wan-Bissaka's not a problem. Do you know what I mean? As much as he's not that good, yeah, it's like Wan-Bissaka just keeps his head down, plays football, and He just gives it 100%. And you know what? His limitations are not his fault, innit? Like, he's just not an issue. Like, he can be a squad player. He's happy to be a squad player. When he's not playing, he's not going to complain. He's just there. Do you know what I'm saying? But people like Shaw, crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Not only is his performances, low for a lot of the time, but, bro, the guy don't keep himself in shape either, bro. His attitude's questionable. He gets away with murder. I don't know a Man United player that could just be turning up out of shape, doing all these other things. Jose was like, yo, this guy's an idiot. Took him out the team. New manager comes in, he's back in the team. Fresh start. It's almost like someone upstairs is just giving this guy new contracts and just, like, he has to play, bro. Like, man is saying he's here for the English quota. This is crazy. Get a left back from the youth team then.
Yeah, I mean, he's paid his value, hasn't he, now? He's been there 10 years, 3 million a year in terms of, transfer fee.
Yeah, I know, but people forget, Louis, that he was a £30 million player when 30 million was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, he was meant to be, like, he come from Southampton. Like, some place that produced Gareth Bale, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And Theo Walcott and that. Like, he had the same hype. 30 million left back. He was meant to be England's left back, for the next 10 years.
I think he would have been. He could have been. But then I think we have to remember that obviously there was that massive ACL injury, wasn't there? No, was it PSV? Was it ankle, whatever it was?
Broke his leg or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But, bro, that was like 6 years ago or something. Or maybe.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like, bro,
and that's where you pack it in.
Burger King happened, bruv. Like, that's what happened.
Yeah, but that's where you pack it in. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm looking at Wesley Fofana and I'm going, no.
Well, there you go. And look at Fofana. Fofana's young, and he's got mad ability. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got mad ability, but he can't stay fit.
He's had
so
3
you're
ACLs.
saying get rid of him.
3.
Exactly. Like, so you're right to say get rid of him, because at the end of the day, football, is what are you doing for me now job. That's what it's about. Like, and that's why I even said, with a lot of players, whether you're good or not, who cares, bro? Availability is the best ability. If he can't stay fit for Fana, then you get rid of him. You don't keep him because you believe that, there's a player in there, especially when they're that easily replaceable. It's not hard to replace a left back, bro. It's not hard to replace a centre back. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's not hard to replace them, but it's hard to replace them with quality. That's
really
the issue.
But they're not massive quality. Like, Fofana's not amazing.
No, I know, but I mean, obviously Fofana was bought because of the potential. That was the big thing.
I understand that, but what I'm saying
that's
is
why they
he's
spent the money.
Irreplaceable, bro. Like, just like
no, he's not irreplaceable. But
irreplaceable.
in terms of sheer upfront quality, right now, in football in general, I just don't think there's as many players you can look at and go him straight away. There's not many.
Listen, Tottenham went and got to Van der Ven, who is now one of the best centre backs in the league. Like, they just went and got him unopposed. So people can't tell me there's not centre backs out there, because I didn't know nothing about him, but it's not my job to know anything about him. I'm not a football scout. Do you know what I'm saying? But
what I'm saying is in terms of,
they also went and got, what's his name? They went and got the winger as well. I think from Nottingham Forest as well. And it's
Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, unopposed as well. So it's not like there's not quality players out anywhere that you can go get players and they can do a job. And neither of them two in the finished article, they are going to improve. So no one can tell me that in the last 10 years, Man United couldn't have gone and got a left back from somewhere. No one can tell me that Chelsea can't just go out there and get another centre back. Like, of course you can, bro.
No, we can. But it's just a case of who you get. And to be honest, I don't know if we need another one right now. I think that's where I'm kind of looking at going. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, like, there are all players out there. Like I said, we don't know them. But in terms of, like, when you're looking for direct quality straight away, those names are already settled names within football. Those names you want to be looking at and plucking out. And in terms of that, and you go top quality, readily available, I just don't think there's many.